We are live. Where am I? What's going on here? Oh, there I am. I did not know you could do that. I just learned something about my equipment here. Courtney Rollins, Life and Transitions Experts Podcast, the host. I'm also the owner operator of Do REI Deals and Estate Pro Service. All of those, the central theme from all those is here trying to help people solve problems, create income and wealth, generally through real estate. One of those ways that I do that is helping folks who are going through probate and have issues with estates. One of the only ways that I can earn the right to get a property under contract and purchase it at a deep discount is if there's someone who's willing to trade speed and convenience for a discounted property price. And so trying to solve problems is one of those ways that I do that. But from time to time, and it all works together, I do like being able to discuss at the Life and Transitions Expert Podcast those things that help us in life, not just with estates, not just with property, but the overarching things about life. And this is part two in my series on exercise that helps folks find clarity in their life. Sometimes people think, and I've been there before, it's like, man, I just don't know if I have any motivation. But quite often, it's not that you don't have motivation. Sometimes it's just you don't have the clarity, or I don't have the clarity of what I'm trying to do and what is the most important next step. So I'm so uh, agree with the Jim Rohn statement that your level of success can never succeed or go past your level of personal development. And so, as opposed to me working harder on my job or working harder on things, I need to continue to work hard on myself. It's a fascinating thing being alive, being a human. And so, working on myself, I find that it can be um, a never-ending journey and never gets bored, and it certainly does provide a challenge. So yesterday, or in the last podcast, part one was about the five whys exercise, and I've seen them done before with seven whys, but regardless, the uh, the basis of it is that you take a specific goal or desire that you have, whether that's to get a specific job or to have a specific thing in your life or to accomplish whatever, and you ask yourself, why do I want to do this? And you try to write as clear as possible why you want that new job or why you want to have a person in your life or whatever it is. And then you repeat that process by asking yourself, okay, why is that specific thing you just said important to you? Why? You write down a clear answer there. And then you ask yourself again, well, why is that important to you? And you write that down. Then you ask yourself again, why is that important to you until you go 5 levels deep? Some people go 7 levels deep. And after that, it should be very clear. You will be surprised at like the third or fourth time uh, the deep answers that you reveal about yourself. And having that understanding can provide the fuel that gives you not only motivation, but clarity in your ability to see, okay, this is why I'm doing this. And then you can connect it to some specific next steps that will allow you to move forward. So uh, here's part two. After you've done the five whys or the seven whys, now you can go back and refine that goal that you have, knowing your important why. If you know the why, the how. They say if the why don't make you cry, then it maybe not be a good why. But I mean, I'm exaggerating there. But usually, when you get to that level, it is a deep, deep personal reason and understanding. And people have a need for not only autonomy, but need to create meaning. And so, if we can create deep meaning, it can give us that fuel and ability to keep going forward when things inevitably get tough, when things inevitably get hard. All right. So refine now that you have that deep why, go back and refine that original goal, make it a little stronger, make it clearer. Second thing is you need to adjust your actions. What are the things that you're doing that is allowing you to go after that goal? There's a great story about looking at our lives and thinking about, well, a guy brought in a big vase and he said he had a vase and he had these huge rocks and he had these little stones and he had this sand. And he said, folks, these huge rocks, they represent those huge things that we want in our life, whether that's to leave a legacy for our family for 2 generations, or to go, visit w- some great, visit the home of my ancestors and connect with my people. So I'm just thinking of really large life goals that someone may have. And sometimes those things change, but those are the big rocks. And then we have the little stones that represent some of those like steps we want to take, like, I want to go on vacation in Hawaii, or things that maybe not as important as the big rocks, but still are, important to you. And then we have things like the sand, which are like things that you have need to do. I don't want to say have to, but need to do, like respond to that email, or I need to clean out the trunk of my car. Those things that are important, but are sands that if you no one's going to, be at your last days and saying, man, oh, remember when he cleaned out the trunk of his car, or something, like, it's usually more important things like those stones, but especially those big rocks. But what's happened so often when we look at that vase, that empty vase, which can represent our life, we fill our days with those sands, responding to that email, or going to get the I don't know, the groceries that because you ran out of, I mean, I know you need to eat and stuff like that, but what I'm trying to emphasize is that sometimes those things that are, are important and urgent, or but don't give us as much deep meaning. We try to fill up our vase with that, and by that time, we may be able to get some stones in there, and but we definitely make it harder for us to get those big rocks in. And so, what this analogy or metaphor suggests is that you actually start by working on putting the rocks into that vessel, working on the rocks in your life before you put the stones, and then you can sprinkle the sand in there, because the sand can sit, it's going to, it'll get in there, and whatever doesn't get filled up, it's not as important as at least going after your rocks. But one way to do that uh, is actually breaking your big rock down into most important next steps, into quarterly goals, into weekly objectives, and most important next steps. So adjusting your action, making sure you're taking action that's moving you forward toward those big rocks is so important. Then three, again, creating that plan. And so that was a little idea of how to create the plan, taking your big rock that you want in life and say, okay, what can I do in the next 90 days to move me closer to creating that rock or fulfilling that rock? All right, now I have 90 days. Okay, so what do I need to do this week to get that rock closer to that rock? All right. So what's the most important next step with my weekly objective? And okay, it may be uh, so for instance, I'll example of mine is I have a certain income goal, $165,000 in 90 days, right? And so that's my goal. And I broke down my why, came all the way down to leaving a legacy for my family, creating meaning, and being closer to my God. Um, but the weekly objective is to have 15 new conversations a day with distressed property owners, right? And so the next important step for me well, for today was to actually pull the list of property owners and hand it over to my assistant so that he can skip trace it. So I'll be ready again on Monday to make those calls. And so breaking it down in that way is very important. Create your plan and work that plan. Number four, seek support. We live in this. If you listen to me, you're on probably on the internet, right? There are so many great Facebook groups, so many great meetups, so many great opportunities to find community and find support. And that's a awesome opportunity for us out there to either create the groups or be join other groups where we can find peers that are a little bit above us, and even some that are at a level maybe below us. And I don't mean that in like a denigrating way, but like as far as where we are, so that we can push each other. Also, finding mentors and coaching. I just interviewed Derek Hankins, and he and a lot of people will emphasize that we need mentors, we need coaches. Let me know one successful person that has had a coach or multiple coaches in different aspects of their life. So seek support, so important. And of course, this is all nothing. It's just a dream, a pipe dream, or just written down stuff if you're not taking action on that plan, on your goals, on your whys. This can give you so much clarity, so much fuel, give you so much meaning in your life, and make your life full of purpose. What did Earl Nightingale say? Success is the gradual actualization of a worthy ideal. So you actually going after your goal, actually doing that most important next step means you are already successful. You got to be it before you can become it. So be it in your mind, be it before you can become it. Be that successful investor, be that successful mother, be that successful friend to people. Be that person already in your consciousness through your action, and it has to come to this world because that's just universal law right there. Yo, and then you always give yourself time to be still, reflect, and adjust as needed. Reflection and adjustment as needed. We practice thinking, practice reflecting, and we are really unstoppable in this world. So awesome thing. Reflect and adjust. Give yourself time once a week, twice a week. I try every day to sit down and be still and think about and look at my journal and think about the day before. Think about uh, one thing I didn't add in here. Now I'm thinking about it is showing gratitude. I have to say that I think gratitude is one of the most important ways to stay close to our source, to be able to continue to activate the energy that we need to be humble and also recognize the powers that we have and abilities that we have. Hey, folks, if you need support on your real estate journey or support with your probate, or if you just want to chat and connect, I definitely need support and would love any to connect with people out there. Reach out to me. You can hit the QR code. We can sign up for consultation. I'm not selling anything. I don't even charge for my services. The way I usually get paid is when there is property involved in different ventures, and I have the opportunity to purchase or assign those properties. Uh, that's how I put food on my table. But also the way I feed my spirit is through connection with other folks. And so love to connect with you. Feel free to reach out to me. If you have a suggestion for what we should put on the podcast or comments or questions, I would love to hear those. Would love for you to hit that like, subscribe, and all the communities I'm a part of. The Facebook group, Life and Transitions Experts, Facebook, Life and Transitions Experts, YouTube channel, would love a subscription, and the Life and Transitions Experts podcast on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your information. So check us out. Check us out. And yeah, until then, let your light shine, folks. Let your light shine.